Hi everyone. It's been a very long time since I've loaded anything, and it's just been, if anyone understands the twin flame connection, understands that it's just been so emotionally taxing, and I just needed, it's a journey of healing, so I've been doing a lot of healing. But anyways, I wanted to put a video up on a divine feminine's perception on how you know you've met your twin flame. Because I had someone a few weeks, maybe even a while back, some people were asking, like, how do you even know you've met your twin? What signs should I look for? How do you know it's that person? So I just kind of wanted to give you guys like my firsthand experience and give you my perception as a divine feminine. So when I first met my divine masculine, it was at a place of business, and looking back in it, it's very interesting because I remember seeing him. He was speaking to someone in this place of business, and he was standing in front of me. But I remember it was kind of like my spirit guides were talking to me, and they were making me observe him from a distance, like I could hear them saying, "Oh my God, look at that man. Isn't he just charming? Isn't he attractive? Isn't he like the best thing you've seen in all of this life?" And I can hear them. It was like my spirit guides were literally tugging at me and trying to get my attention. And it's like, when you go out with your friends and you're at a club and and your friends are like, "Ooh, look at him. Isn't he attractive?" That was exactly how it was that day when I saw this man. He was just, I can't put into words. There's nothing that can, but you'll know. It's like this, something gets your attention. So the first sign to me was my spirit guides brought him to my attention, and they were in my ear telling me, or asking me, "Don't you think and find him attractive? Don't you find him attractive? Isn't he handsome?" And I found myself walking around him. He caught my attention so much, I didn't even realize that I had been walking around him for like maybe a good minute. I just kept walking in circles around him, and I didn't even realize subconsciously I was walking around him, and I couldn't keep my eyes off of him. So that's one. You just instantly are drawn to that person. Another thing here is there's a magnetic connection. That was the first time I met him, but we were around each other for a really short, I say really short time frame. And every time we would come around each other, there would be this magnetic connection. This magnetic connection between us was so strong that even other people can sense it in the same space that we were in. And if you're an empath, if you're intuitive, you can feel other people's reaction. Okay, so when we would come around each other, not only could I feel the passion between us and the magnetic connection between us, but I could feel other people could sense the connection between us. It is so strong that other people are affected by your connection. And you would have to be in that situation to know what I'm talking about. So basically, you're gonna feel that. After meeting him, this connection between us didn't stop when we were together. Even when we were apart, I couldn't stop thinking about him. It was like this obsession. It becomes an obsession. You cannot stop thinking about each other. Or I know from my perspective, I was obsessing over him. Every day and every night. The first thing I would think about in the morning is him. the last thing would be him. I mean, I know that sounds really psychotic, but you really start to feel this really strong obsession for your divine counterpart. And for me, it was like I couldn't stop thinking about him every day. The last thing I would think about before going to sleep would be him. The first thing I would think about in the morning would be him. This is an everyday thing. It's like it drives you insane. You don't know how to stop it. You don't know how to cut the connection. You just are like in this, I don't know how to explain, like this ongoing thought of thinking of that person. You're just, all you do is think about them. There's a lot of passion between the two of you as well. This passion is what keeps you guys, I don't know, it's like it feeds the feelings. You think about each other all the time. You think about all the time. And one thing I forgot to mention also, when I noticed that when we would come together in the same room, this place of business had computers in it, and I was on the computer. Our connection is so strong that electronics would go off. Okay. The computer I was not in, I'm sorry, the computer I was using at that time, it stopped working. Like, our connection was so strong that the computer, literally, it like disabled something. I don't know. I can't explain what happened to the computer. It just stopped. It started malfunctioning. It stopped working. So I moved to another computer. I think that happened twice, two different events. Like, it happened twice. Like, I hadn't seen him for a while, and then when he came in, the computer started malfunctioning. So then I had to move from one computer to the next, and then that computer worked. And then I hadn't seen him for a while, and then he came back, and the same thing happened. My computer started malfunctioning, and nothing. I troubleshooted, tried to fix it with technical support. It stopped. It just would not work. So then I would have to move into another computer, and then it started working. Like, I had to move computers. Like, that happened twice in his presence. It was so weird. And another example is if you do any tarot readings or, have people do readings for you, the cards that would typically come up and that can help you in knowing that you're in a twin flame connection is typically the Lover's card will come up a lot. The Lover's card is really significant when you're dealing with a twin flame. They say that the Four of Wands, also the 1111 for the Four of Wands. Temperance as well. For me, I look at Temperance a lot as a twin flame reading because I'm a water sign, and he's like on the cusp of a water sign and a fire sign. But and the Temperance is like the mixing in the water and the fire, and he takes more of a fire sign characteristics. The way I see him, he's more of a fire sign. So if those cards come up a lot, you're dealing with a twin flame. The Lovers, Temperance, Four of Wands, and I also look at the Two of Cups. The Two of Cups as you dealing with a twin flame. When you're very much into tarot and those cards come up a lot, then you know that you could be dealing with someone that's a twin flame. Now, what is very big in these relationships, you'll hear people say that you guys have a lot of telepathic communication with the other person. You will automatically feel their emotions, see visions, have a lot of intuitive moments with this person. That is how for me, that was a major sign that I was dealing with my twin flame, because I could feel his communication. A lot of things would come up as far as communication. Like, I would hear, feel, And it all ties in with synchronicities. You just know there's certain signs that will come up, and I'm going to post a video of examples of synchronicities that I experienced in my journey, and they just get stronger and stronger. And if you communicate with the universe and ask questions, and I'll post a video on that. I'll post all of that in the same video and show you guys examples of my synchronicities. But if you've been seeing specific numbers that you relate to a specific individual, songs that you relate to that person. I mean, music to me is a very big thing. So a lot of songs would come up, certain numbers, certain cars I would see and come across. And I'll post a video on that. But that's basically another way of knowing. And telepathic communication, knowing that you're dealing with a twin flame. Usually immediately after you meet your twin flame, and this is how I know for sure I went through this too. I went through my spiritual awakening. They trigger and awaken you in such a strong way that you start going into your spiritual journey afterwards. Like, for me, that's exactly what happened after I met him. It automatically triggered me into my spiritual journey, and I'm going to post another video on that. If you don't understand what that means, like having a spiritual awakening in a journey, and what that looks like either. There are certain signs for that as well. So I know there are certain steps and signs that are online, and those actually were relevant to my experience. Those were a little more detailed. I just kind of wanted to give you guys a little bit of a general idea of what to look for when you are going through, what to look for when you meet a twin flame, what general signs you start seeing when you meet your twin flame. Because some people, I know it's kind of hard when you're kind of not sure what's going on in your situation, but just wanted to share a little bit about my experience. And I would love to hear what you guys have gone through, or if any of this resonated with you. I'd like to have it be more of like an open conversation. So if you guys can comment down and kind of explain your experience as a divine feminine or a divine masculine, that would be great. I think it's, as a divine feminine, it would be great for us to hear more of a divine masculine's point of view, because I find that a lot of divine masculines are more introverted when it comes to their experiences, and there's not a lot out there. Maybe I just haven't seen it on YouTube, like what they have gone through, what their perception is and their perspective is. But that is what I can think. Let me just go through my list and make sure I didn't miss anything. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So that's pretty much it. If you guys have any questions, like if you are unsure, if you wanted me to elaborate on more of what I went over, just let me know. You can just leave a comment and I'll answer. If you have any comments or anything else, just let me know. I really just want this to be an open forum, kind of like a open discussion, so we can all share experiences and learn from one another, because I think that's really important. That's what's really helped me through my journey, is listening to other YouTubers and understanding the process and the journey a whole lot better. That helps everyone involved. So I just kind of wanted to give back to you guys, because I've gotten a lot from everyone else online, and I hope this has helped you guys as much as it has helped me. And good luck with everything, you guys. Bye.